Hi guys, and welcome to the long run number 5. It seems like no length ago we were starting out. It's 2 months now. The channel is going, which is it's after flying by. It's been really enjoyable. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. Today we're talking to Catherine Ronan. She's from my hometown club. My hometown club is called United Striders. It was established back in the mid 70s. Went through various ups and downs over the years. We have two Olympians, Andy Ronan and Jimmy McDonald. Jimmy McDonald is a three-time Olympian. When I joined the club back in around 2010, there was very little going on, and me and another guy and a couple other people got stuck in and got the club going. And this lady came on board very soon after, and she's been a huge influence in the club, um, both on the running side, but on the social side and organisational side. She's a lady with many talents in that she's a very good runner. She's an Irish teacher, dancing teacher. She's a great motivator, just an all-around great person. But her story and how she got into running and how much she loves running now and how important it is to her is really interesting. So this is Catherine Ronan.
Okay, so I started running in 2012. Not quite sure why I started. Some of the mammies, I teach a bit of Irish dancing, and some of the mammies in one of my classes in Duncannon were doing the Duncannon 10K. It was a fundraiser, and asked me would I take part in it with them. So I did, and we trained a little bit down there. So we kind of half walked, half trotted the 10K, and I remember I think it took me about an hour and 10 minutes, and that was in February or March 2012. So that was my first outing doing a bit of running. Now this is a scale fada. Basically, I was on our track in New Ross, doing a little bit of trotting and walking. My girls were in playing tennis. One evening, I teach, as I said, Irish dancing, so it was kind of, I suppose, around July when the classes would have finished. And two girls from the United Striders Athletics Club came onto the track for a run. And they were actually two of my dance moms as well. And one was, her name was Linda Barry, and the second one's name was Emer Kelly. And they came up beside me and they said to me, would you be interested in joining the United Striders? And I said, God, no. I said, I've never ran, never done anything like that. Sure, I can't. I said, I knock one knee off the other. That wouldn't be an option at all. And I don't know why to this day, but for some reason, the following Wednesday evening, I went to the track for training and met the two girls and was introduced to this guy called Sean Murphy, who was my coach from there on in. And Sean basically said to me, can you run? And I said, kind of. And the girls were there saying, oh, yes, she can. And he said, and this is a running club. And I said, yeah. And he says, sure, come on then, and we'll see what you can do. So that was my first night training with the United Striders and with Sean. And that was in July 2012. So that's how I started. And I haven't stopped running since. It's probably events, not events. I am passionate about the Dublin City Marathon. It was my first marathon. I have run 6 marathons to date and 3 virtual marathons, and it's definitely my favourite. But equally, I love the Dungarvan 10 miler. We always have a huge entry from the club, and we bring the bus, and it's a great event. It's well organised, good, nice tech t-shirt, and it's always a great day out. But equally, then I have one more, and that's the Achill Half Marathon that I do every year, or I have done for 3 or 4 years. It's so hard. It's all on Canuck Beog, on Canuck Vor, on Canuck Anvor, but it's challenging, but it's a great, great run. So there's not just the one, there's 3, but possibly Dublin City Marathon is tops. My best performance probably is Dublin City Marathon 2019. I achieved the qualifying time for Boston at that, missed out on it the year before by a couple of minutes. So was supposed to go to Boston then this April gone, but because of COVID, or April of 2020, because of COVID, of course, obviously there's been no racing, but yeah, I had a really good run for my age in Dublin 2019, and as I said, I got a 3:47, which I'm absolutely thrilled with, which I never thought would be possible, and that leaves the door open then for age category entries for a lot of the marathons. So that was definitely my best achievement so far. Okay, so I suppose I have lots. I am enjoying running, so I'd love to stay running. I am competitive when I get out there. I train fairly hard. I would love, my goal would be to get a Leinster medal 10 miles in my age category. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I keep trying to get there. And also I'd like to bring down my marathon time, maybe a little bit more going forward, and to run Boston, and would love to get into London some way. So if anyone has any way or back door, I'll take it. I'll give you a brown envelope. But yeah, they are the goals. Yeah.
So guys, that's the latest from Catherine here in New Ross, but we're just going to have a little chat about the JFK Arboretum Parkrun that normally runs every Saturday morning, which Catherine actually was the person who started. Huge amount of work went into it, but it's hugely successful now. Normally you get about 120, is it, Catherine?
Up to maybe lately, before COVID, we'd have maybe 150.
150?
Yeah, between 120 and 150. We would have started out with about 20 odd maybe initially, and that's just almost 5 years ago now. In April will be 5 years if we ever get back now with COVID, because Parkrun is, because it's all voluntary, because we're handling tokens, it's difficult to get back. It will be difficult to get back. And then even as regards the Arboretum, we have a great relationship. We're very lucky with our Parkrun, that we get on really well with the guys out there, and they're really good to us. But I don't think Parkrun for a lot of places will come back quickly, but it's a fantastic initiative.
And who will be the main people behind helping you out in Parkrun in New Ross?
We have a group of volunteers. So initially I would have come into Parkrun through the United Striders, because obviously they need somebody from an organisation to set up Parkrun, and through Sports Active with a lady called Catherine Ronan. She initially made contact with me, and but our Parkrun is very much, it's all volunteers from all walks of life. So you have runners, you have walkers, you have joggers, you have the elite. Some people could be out there for an hour and a half, some people might be out there for 15 minutes. And the volunteers come from Parkrun. So it's an event in itself. If you run Parkrun, you volunteer, and that's the way Parkrun operates. So
it's very inclusive.
Absolutely.
So in regard to, say, this is very important for new people to run, and people who have taken up running during the COVID era. For me, Parkrun is going to be massive when it starts up again for these people. Is there any advice you'd have for people who are new to running, who've taken up running during the COVID era, and maybe are really enjoying it, and maybe are looking for outlets going forward to do more running or get more involved?
Well, you know, running is very personal. It depends on a lot, depends on your age, depends on when you start. And running is specifically what you want to get out of it, you put in. So a lot of people just like to go out for a trot and jog, and it's hugely important to your mental health. I started running when I was 47. I was an ex-smoker, and I'm passionate about running. The thing to do with running, I think, is to find your pace. Don't go too hard. Start and stop. There's no panic, there's no hurry. If you go out too hard and run your first kilometre too fast, you'll give up. Take your time. Start out, run 200 metres, walk 100 metres. Run 300 metres, walk 100 metres. Build yourself up, and you will love it. It's fantastic for your mental health. Exercise, it's one of the best exercise, and especially in these times with COVID, we've all been through so much. Your mental health is so important. And when we get back after COVID, then you can join a running club like us, and we do nice long runs and lots of chats and a bit of crack. And running clubs are very inclusive, and that's the way forward if you want to keep up your running. And equally, Parkrun is a great initiative, and the 5K is very doable. And at Parkrun, nobody really cares what you're doing out there except yourself. Everybody just wants to be out on a Saturday morning, and if it takes you 25 minutes, if it takes you 45 minutes, nobody cares. But you're out and you're working against your own self and trying to improve your own time. And as I said, for your mental health and general well-being, it's the way forward, definitely.
Okay.
At the minute, as regards running, you are still under our Athletics Ireland's guidelines, rules. You're allowed a running buddy. And so get somebody on a day that you don't feel like going, give someone a bell and say, come on, we'll go for a trot. You're allowed to run with one person still. And I have a running buddy since I started running, called Colin Stafford. We call him Mo. And he's been there from day one. But the support from somebody else on a day when you don't feel like going, if you're going to meet somebody, you're more inclined to go. You put on the runners and you go, and you're never sorry when you come home. So, but somebody maybe to keep contact, you won't let that other person down. You'll go, and that might be the way to go forward for some people.
Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. That's super. I'd like to say thanks very much to Catherine for her time and her advice, and for all the great work Catherine does here in New Ross and in County Wexford and across the southeast region, because Catherine is also an Irish teacher, Irish dancing teacher, and she has her fingers in a lot of pies. She's a very busy lady, so I really appreciate her time. Thanks very much, Catherine.
Not at all. Pleasure, Sean. And as I said, I do anything for you anyway. So.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. See you soon. Bye.